All right, so now I'm here, and now I know what happened. I know that Myles Garrett is a big problem, and I'm sure you covered all that yesterday. For my own edification, was this an offensive line concern, or is this just Myles Garrett is unbelievable?
It's a little bit of both, but it's much more Myles Garrett's going to finish as one of the 10 best pass rushers of all time, probably, the way that he's been playing right now. So it's funny that the 2 sacks Will Campbell gave up, and that's probably the guy in the offensive line we'll care most about, he had a help on, so it was almost like a timing issue. Like, it's cool, Hunter Henry's there to give me some assistance, but if he's screwing up my timing and then Myles Garrett teleports in front of me to behind me to get Drake May, it doesn't really do a service. But aside from those 2 sacks, which is a big, way to start a sentence, he didn't give up a pressure, Will Campbell. As a whole, I had them down for 50%. PFF had them closer to 33, totally palatable number. But to me, there's a lot of pressure for Drake May, pretty much start to finish.
Okay, so the Patriots beat a team in Cleveland that's not good, but they have a very good defense.
Yes.
And the Patriots are able to score on them. So what the Patriots have done this season, if you look at it from a microcosm, is they've beat the best team they played on the road. They beat them. They put up 32 points against one of the best defenses in the league. So you can't even make the argument that they're just beating bad teams because every test that they've gone up, the beginning of the season notwithstanding, and the game that they lost to Pittsburgh, they turned the ball over 5 times. So I would contend that's a lesson learned more than it is a lack of talent. They've really only lost one game this season. They've only played one game this season where they underperformed, which is the Raiders game. And you could split hairs with my theory on the Steelers game, but that's just my theory. But the one loss that is really like, oh, you're not very good, was the Raiders loss.
And they were up at halftime, right?
Regardless, that was how I thought the team was going to be this year. Kind of close games. Mm-hmm. You win 6 or 7 games. Maybe not even 5 or 6 games. But they've passed every test. So now it's time, and we talked before you came on, it's time to kind of to take a macro look on this. How good is this team, and how far can this team go?
So I was talking last night with Michael Holley about whether or not they're Super Bowl contenders, and we disagreed because, if we want to talk about where are they in the league right now, they're top 10. I don't think anyone's arguing that. I take issue, though, with already leaping to Super Bowl contender. Obviously, they're going to the playoffs, and they could win a playoff game. But when we talk about contenders, to me, it's about trust. Do I trust you to make winning plays against good teams under pressure? They did that against Buffalo. The only other playoff team they faced was Pittsburgh. So learned lesson or not.
Pittsburgh ain't going to make the playoffs, but go ahead.
Right. I mean, they're currently in. That's what we're going off week 8.
But I just wanted to say that.
Yeah, for sure.
Because of
the Ravens are favored to win that division, by the way.
Yes, and the Ravens will win that division.
Yeah.
That win last week was.
I was just going to say, and they get Lamar back this week. You saw the kind of, okay, now it's time to turn things around, and then they get Lamar back this week.
Yeah.
So if you include Pittsburgh, they played 2 playoff games. If you don't, that's 1. And it was a 3-point game at Buffalo. And I'm writing after telling you guys, hey, it's time to believe in the Patriots this again, and this is great. And I believe in them as a good team. But when I have that trust, it's what you're doing, which is winning 5 in a row, and also what you've done. I just can't put them yet in the same group as the Eagles and the Chiefs and the Lions and the Rams. And you want to throw the Bills in there. Okay, teams that have gone.
Well, what will it take for you to include them?
So they have to win the next 2, Atlanta and then the Bucs. And now we're talking about an 8-2 football team. And then I think I'd hear a case. Because you got now more than half the schedule. We're not even at the halfway point yet. We're very, very close. And this sounds like semantics, but the point is there's only so much you can show to this point with a very soft schedule. And that's nothing they control. It's not their fault. It's just where we are in the calendar right now. It says they're good. We can put that in Sharpie. They're good with the potential to be great. But a contender, that's like, you've done this before. I trust you. I don't know if I can trust them yet.
I think for me, it's a little bit of an eye test. When you look at some of the other teams you just mentioned, whether it's Kansas City, who started, kind of feeling it again. We saw it again last night. Whether it's Detroit, whether it's the Eagles, they look different.
Denver. Oh, no. I told you for weeks.
Defensively, yes.
You watch that. I would not want to. If I'm anybody, I don't want to play Denver in the playoffs. You watch You watch.
It'd be a pain in the ass.
You watch.
They would be.
Now, they're not the Lions or Kansas City.
No, but that defense is good enough that
Denver comes to New England and plays in a playoff game. Well, I'll put it on the record right now. Denver wins that game fairly handily. I will put that on the table right now because you're not going to score a lot of points against them, and your defense, I don't think, is a playoff defense.
How about this? When I stop being surprised when I see the Patriots make good plays, and because right now it's not a surprise to see Patrick Mahomes make a pass, roll into his right, throwing left, and finding Travis Kelce. And him coming down with a tough catch. It's not a surprise to see Goff find Amon-Ra St. Brown on the sideline and him make a tiptoe grab. I'm still surprised when I see Kayshon Boutte coming down with a big catch. I'm still surprised and reminded that Austin Hooper and Hunter Henry are on this Patriots team and can make plays when you need them to. It's still kind of like, oh, look at that. Now, part of it is we just haven't seen it in so long, but the other thing is I don't have the consistency and the track record from this team yet to make me feel like, yes, they can continue this through some tougher opponents and get past the halfway mark of this season and continue to show me. You have to continue it a little bit before I really, truly, firmly believe.
And you know what? That's totally fine. Like when I say, again, it's about what you're doing and it's about what you have done. There are other teams that have shown this to you and have more roster talent, which is just indisputable compared to the Patriots. It's October 28th. You can only win the 8 games that you played. They've won 6 of them. And they're 6-2 against the spread, which says, again, they're outperforming the expectations along the way. This is a good team. But the last step is to be considered a Super Bowl contender. That's where we already are in late October. And to me, the conversation, because we tend to do this here in the media, has been, fast forwarded a little bit beyond what they've earned.
Well, that's why it makes football fun.
Right.
But the week of discussion. All right, can I ask you this, and then we'll break, is that, and this is just curiosity, and it's not even the Patriots, maybe you would know, like, in college, when college teams play and then they go undefeated and they get into, they're like mid-major teams or whatever, and they get into the college football playoffs and they lose by 60 and you go, oh, they didn't play anybody. I know this is professional football and it's a lot different, but is there a part of you, or is there any precedent for a team having like a really soft schedule, then getting into an environment that's a playoff environment against a very talented team and being kind of like, oh, like this is way different? I mean, a young team being in the playoffs is different anyway, but is there a disadvantage, any disadvantage to playing this easy a schedule if you win the games?
Yeah, I think so. And it's not like they didn't choose this. So when we talk about this as a negative, it's not a reflection on the Patriots. They're just doing
this
what
is
they
a philosophical question.
Right.
This has nothing to do with the Patriots.
Right. I'm not saying that to you. I'm saying that to everybody listening.
Screw everyone who gets
screw everybody listening.
No, you're going to get defensive about asking if
I'm not defensive. I'm clarifying my point.
I'm supporting you. It was my question. It's
a good one.
As a philosophy, the Patriots just happen to be in this situation. If it was Jacksonville, I'd ask the same question. If you play these games against inferior competition, which is great that they're inferior. We did not know that going in. But you're playing these teams that are not the top of the league. You are. Is that a disadvantage going into the playoffs? Now, it's great you're in the playoffs. Mm-hmm. If you're too dense to get this through your skulls out there, and you're going to attack poor Andrew, who's obviously very gun-shy, this is the question. So anyway, so you think that maybe there is a point there.
Think about this if we were at the draft, right? You're talking about an easy schedule. How about you play in Division II? And there's this kid who's a quarterback who's slinging it around. He's completing 80% of his passes, got 40 touchdowns and 5 picks. You go, okay, but I don't know how good he is because I don't know the level of competition he faces. Show me that. That's the beauty of competition. How good is your good? I'll find out when you play someone who I know is good. The less you do that, the less I can learn about you. Whereas, look, the Chiefs are made, right? They're all made guys, and it's because of the history, but also they're playing a first-place schedule right now. Mm-hmm. So even if you're someone who's like, I just get the men in black, snap, forget everything that happened before every season. History doesn't matter. It's about this season, this team, blah, 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 blah. You still feel good about them because of the teams they played or another team that's played a harder schedule. When you're the Patriots and you're a Division II prospect, to continue with the analogy, and you're just beating up on other bad teams, it's not even just a leap to D1. When I have to project you to go to the next level, like the playoffs, and play these teams, can you win not just one game, but two? I don't know yet because I just haven't seen you do it. I might believe, but that's a choice. It's not knowledge. It's not proof.
Right. It's just, I mean, Washington beat the Lions last year, so I'm not saying that it's impossible, but it's just interesting that you're a young team, so many of these kids' first experience in the playoffs, and then, by the way, guess what? You're even at home, like you're playing against competition that's 5 times better than the competition you played against. And again, it's very good that the Patriots aren't that bad competition, right? Like there was a chance going into the season that they'd be the soft part of someone's schedule. There was no guarantee that they'd be better than Carolina. There was no guarantee that they'd be better than Cleveland. There was no guarantee of any of this stuff. I mean, there wasn't. And the fact that you're beating these teams handily is great. But now the question was Super Bowl, real expectations. You've now graduated into another layer of the NFL, much to my surprise. I didn't think this was going to happen. I didn't think Drake May would be this good this quickly. So now it's a different conversation than we were having at the beginning of the year.
Yeah, they're good because they're beating up on bad teams this badly. Like when you were top 5, 6 in point differential, you do this consistently week after week after week. It's a 5-game win streak. That's proof you're good.
Yes.
We're talking now about great.
Right.
Championship great.
Right, and
I don't know.
Which is a fun conversation.
Yeah.
Because we could be talking about, are they going to squeak into the playoffs? We could be talking about, are they going to finish last in the division? These are all conversations that I thought we'd be having. So my own ignorance is on display. But it's fascinating. Not fascinating enough to come in on a Monday, but fascinating enough.
For all the latest from the Sports Hub, download the app at 985thesportshub.com.